Look, America has always been a sleeping giant. The establishment knows that. The social engineers, the architects of evil. And so they built this control grid knowing we're going to wake up as a trap. But we've woken up more people than they thought we would. They're definitely getting concerned. They're having big problems on every front. We just can't see all our victories. So, Charles, there are a lot of decadent men who think that just watching football and acting tough is what a man is supposed to do. We have a lot of corrupt women in this country. But a lot of them are starting to wake up. And we've planted the seeds that won't sprout till they really get oppressed. And so that's the good news, Charles. And I want to salute you for all the work you've done over the years. Anything else? Anything else, Charles?
People, we wouldn't even be where we are today. And they won't do nothing, Alex. They won't make tapes. They won't wake their neighbors up. I'm just sick of being American because we're celebrating communism. How does it make the soldiers feel wearing their uniform? Obama's just a puppet. And we need to turn off Washington, D.C. and say we don't recognize you no more. We need to do something, Alex.
I agree. We should all send them emails and phone calls and registered letters saying, I don't recognize you. You're a criminal whore.
Do
Charles.
something. Thank you, Alex, for the tapes. And people think I'm just blowing smoke, but I woke up a lot of people with that. You know, we had just in the last 2 weeks, 2 people died of the swine flu. 2 friends of ours. 2 people in 1 week, Alex. And people don't realize how serious it is until they're in prison or their kids are thirsty. Then they wake up all of a sudden, and it's too late.
But the police came in and confiscated all the guns and still didn't get in trouble. Good to hear from you, Charles. Charles has been calling in for more than 10 years. Chris in Kentucky. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Alex. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, thanks for bringing this in. This swine flu deal with the media, you were playing the last hour, is getting this way this morning in our local news area. They're saying they're running out of vaccinations. They're running out of vaccinations. You're going to die if you don't take it. Now the Jefferson County Public School System is going to get with the health department and go to all the schools and have talks about getting your kids vaccinated.
And they've been caught nationwide forcibly injecting children even when the parents say don't do it.
Yep, and I believe that's coming here. And I'm going to call it the radio station, and I know we've got some corporate stations that run, but they better get this word out because with those news reporters that reported about all this, suppose you have a child in the public school system, you take that vaccination, and your child gets paralyzed or autistic. It's going to be too late.
Well, what's even sicker is they won't tell people it's sunshine, vitamin D. They won't tell people that the nasal flu vaccine for H1N1 is what has now caused some of it to actually spread. They knew that. That's in the insert. That's in the insert. We've shown it here 100 times or more the last month. Some shows 5-6 times. It's in the inserts. They know that they put out the nasal first so it would spread. How diabolical is that?
Yeah, and it's incredible. And I want to go through some history of these vaccinations. I've got some DVDs I found at a yard sale from old police shows. Back in the early 70s, they did the same thing of conditioning. There's a virus throughout the city. We need to quarantine the city. Everybody get lined up. And I remember all the actors of all those scenes were lined up. If you don't get that vaccination, you're going to die. And they've been doing this since the 70s.
Send those to me. I need that old propaganda. We played some of the old TV ads that would say, you're going to die if you don't take it. And then they had to stop the shot because it was killing people.
Exactly, and TV shows were doing that as well.
It's total propaganda. God bless you. Good to hear from you, Chris. I'm going to talk to Jack, Mark, Mike, and Robert. Then our guests are going to be in studio at the 8 after, second segment, for the rest of the hour. Gary Franchi and, of course, William Lewis, makers of Camp Fema, the DVD film that proves the FEMA camps, proves what's happening, documents them, all the rumors end. The documentation begins with Camp Fema. You can get it discounted with Follow the Republic at Infowars.com on DVD right now. Get it. Going to have guests in studio with us to cover a host of issues in the next hour. Well, we are in the next hour now, the next segment. Right now, let's go back to your calls. Jack in Florida. Jack, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How you doing, Alex? I was just calling to let you know I love your movie very much. I had watched it just a couple of days ago. I was just calling because I was just, trying to let people know that I was trying to let you know that if we tell people like we give people something to fight for, something more than just like criticizing and doing all this and that. Like we give them like a vision, because life is supposed to be way better than it is right now, way easier. We're just getting held back by the people in power.
Well, we do give people the vision. It's the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, due process, get rid of the private banks, stop shipping narcotics in, stop pushing Ritalin and Prozac on our kids, stop killing us with your vaccines, stop putting poison in the water. That is a great vision. States' rights, sovereignty, ending all these stinking wars.
Can I elaborate more on that, if you don't mind, sir?
Go ahead.
Huh? Like people, like the TV programming people to be selfish, like to care about themselves and not to care about kids. So when I said like something to fight for, like for themselves, like their life could be easier. Like they wouldn't have to be going to work every day and such. Like I really see like life is supposed to be way better just because of the technology that we have and everything. Like how much we're really getting held back, it's just unbelievable. It's like the people in power, right? They only give an effort like 0.1% out of 100 to try to like make life better and everything. And it's not hard. And they make it seem like it's hard to help people and to feed people and to like build up the whole world and everything. And they also have people confined into thinking that Earth is what's it called? That Earth is where all the resources are. You just look up in the sky and space and Mars and all these other places and asteroids floating all around the place. This was me in space right now, gathering all the stuff not us, but robots. You know what I'm saying? Like out there gathering resources.
No, I hear you. They're suppressing a lot of advanced technologies. That's why they want the global government, so they can control human destiny. Let's talk to Mark in Oregon. Mark, go ahead.
Good day, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Alex, I just asked Charlie, I really admire his spirit and his heart and his Christianity. I think it's all real and genuine, and his patriotism is right on the money. But just to take a little bit of heart in the fact that when people talk, when they communicate, that's really the first step, in my view, toward implementing resistance of various types. But I just
You're talking
wanted
about
to mention
Charles, the earlier caller?
Yes, sir. And I just wanted to mention that. But, Alex, as we heard in the CFR conference recording that you gave us, these CFR speakers were either nervously chattering and chuckling because their plans to implement a world pandemic may be seriously faltering, or perhaps because they know that around the world, very lethal and various biowarfare viruses have recently been and are currently being intentionally released. And now they've shown up in the Ukraine with an Ebola-type virus, which is widespread there and seems to be quite a serious situation from what I've heard. If this planned global flu pandemic doesn't succeed by the grace of God, it will cost the Illuminati dearly in their ability to implement their agenda, because their true plans to destroy humanity are now fully known and exposed to a majority of the world's people, Alex, and you play a tremendous part in it, brother, and I'll just do everything I can in my small way to contribute, but God bless you, sir.
Well, God bless you, and I appreciate your call. Yes, the UN has been caught, CBS News, Associated Press, but they report it like it's no big deal, injecting people with live, weaponized, mutated polio. And the UN's been caught releasing the Ebola and sterilizing people. And in Ukraine, there's all these weird deaths of some other super virus. Government is behind this 99% of the time. They're eugenicists. They talk about using bioweapons. Dick Cheney, in the September 20th, 2000, Rebuilding America's Defenses Project for New American Century document, talks about killing certain races with race-specific bioweapons and how that use needs to be legitimized. We have to read what these monsters are saying. They're in control. And then all these people that serve the system need to stop laughing at what we're saying and going and looking at the facts that we've laid out. Stay with us. We'll be right back with some Al Gore news and guests.
Hey, folks.